All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Leo Squad. Today is a little bit different. Just like 2 videos ago, I wasn't on camera. Now Tess isn't on camera, but she's with me on the phone. So say hello, Tess. Hello.
Hello.
Say hello to the people.
Hey guys.
Okay. So today we didn't really think of a good topic, or I didn't really think of a good topic. Let's put it that way. So today's video is a bunch of random stuff that you guys want to talk about. Anything. Well, we can just make a conversation. This video can be an hour long. I don't care. It just can't go to 7:30 because I gotta go.
Yes. As Mackenzie was saying.
So yeah. So about law enforcement, we have covered. Let me go up here. What cover? Excuse me. What have we covered? We've talked about jails and prisons. We've talked about positions, although that video was a disaster. Right, Tess?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. What else did we talk about?
We talked about police cars.
Police cars, that's a big one, yeah.
Cars.
Yep. We talked
We
about
talked about the positions in law enforcement, which that was a terrible one.
And school resource.
We could go in detail more of that one to start off with.
Yeah, so last video we were just kind of goofing around, let's put it that way, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To start off, there's a bunch of different positions in law enforcement. We didn't even cover half of them. We had forgotten about a ton of them. Which, like, canine unit, we didn't do the canine unit, detective.
Yeah.
Patrol unit, or...
Yep.
Yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of them.
Yeah, so in certain departments they have something called air patrol. Those guys, yeah, they drive the helicopters and they have that spotlight on the helicopter that can drive, or they can fly around and look for suspect cars. Or
that's different than the helicopters you see spraying the fields. That's a different helicopter.
Absolutely.
That's not a patrol helicopter. And then they're also different from the medical helicopters that carry the people that have been in serious car crashes or whatever.
Yep.
These are like 3 different helicopters. The helicopter we're talking about is the one that has the lights and you see during car chases.
I hope you know your different helicopters, everybody. Because we don't, apparently. Just kidding.
Apparently not. Well, I do.
Yeah. So we've talked about... So what's really funny is we only talked about... With the police vehicles, we only talked about Ford Explorers. And that was that's the most popular patrol car out there, okay?
But there's community service ones. Like, there's tons of different ones.
Yeah, so another Ford vehicle is the F-150 truck. That's what our community service officer drives. It is a very nice truck. I've never seen it in person, or I've seen it in person, but I've never been in it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But the F-150 trucks are very, very nice. They have a lot of room in the vehicle. Not only the front where the officer sits, but in the back where possibly a perpetrator or subject could sit. There is a lot of room for that individual. Even with the cage in there, it can be very roomy.
Yes, it can. And I've actually, done something that is, with a cop car. I've actually, we have this thing at our school called Shop with the Cops. So the cops give you a certain amount of money. Or the Lions crew gives us a certain amount of money, and or how we got back from the store is there was 15 police cars.
Tess.
Everybody had got a cop, and we all went inside of a cop car, and we had the light sirens on, and it was probably one of the best days of my life.
Tess, this is
I got to be in the actual police car.
Teresa.
Normally they don't let you go into it and look at all the buttons and stuff, but they do on this one.
Tess.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk to you earlier, but I was on mute, so you must not have heard me. Anyway. So yeah. This is the third time you talked about that.
What?
That's the third time you've talked about that.
Oh well.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so, what else? Oh, let's talk a little bit about courts. Let's talk a little bit about courts.
About court?
Court. You know, people get, yeah, okay. So court is a very interesting place.
Long process.
It's a very long process. Okay. Now, in the court system, you have the judge. You have the bailiff, which his job or her job is to protect the courthouse, courtroom, whatever. You have deputies in there just to do supervision and stuff. And then you have the transport deputies that if someone does get arrested within the courthouse, they'll take them out and whatever. Being in court, I've never been in court, but my parents have been in court. Apparently it's not fun.
It's called jury duty.
Yeah. Yep. And juries actually were in something recently, but yeah. But yeah, so although my parents weren't in a Minnesota court, they were in a different court, but yeah, so great.
Yeah. And then they also there's, I know we've kind of talked about this, but a lot of people say, oh, how do you get to the court from a jail? There's actually a tunnel that connects the jail to the court, so then the suspects don't have to go outside. So then they're not basically embarrassed, I guess I don't know.
Embarrassed and a threat to leave and escape.
Yeah.
It's mainly for escaping. The officers do not care if the suspect is embarrassed. They committed a crime. They're in handcuffs. They're in jail. They're going to be seen, right?
Yeah, but they don't really want them to, they're trying not
Yeah, but
make them
in reality,
embarrassed.
CEOs don't give a crap.
Yes. We also talked kind of a little bit about canine dogs.
Yep.
They basically are the dogs of the department, that whoever is working with them, and they have to do a lot of training with the officers.
Yep.
And with every officer, actually, because all the officers that work in the department have to at least get bit by the canine, so they feel what the suspect feels when they're getting trained.
But obviously they have bite protection with them.
Yes.
Yeah, but the suspect does not.
No, but I was actually talking to one of our officers at our school today, and he said he could feel when the dog bit on him. It wasn't you could see the scratch marks and stuff with the sleeve on, but it still hurt.
Yeah.
But they want to try to protect him that so much that they just kind of get a hint of what it feels like.
Go for a walk. I'll be back in time to bring you to karate. 7:30.
So another topic that we probably haven't talked about is weapons.
Yes.
What do we know about there's two different types of weapons. There's lethal and there's non-lethal. I A non-lethal weapon would be considered a taser, pepper spray, or mace. Possibly, I mean, a baton is pretty lethal. I mean, if you hit them in the wrong spot, they're gonna die. But anyway, let's not talk about death right now, right?
Yeah, death is not a good thing.
Oh lordy. And then obviously the lethal weapons. Yeah.
Did you say legal weapons?
Lethal.
Lethal? And
Yeah.
what was the other one?
Non-lethal.
Oh, I thought you said legal and non-legal. I'm like, what?
Oh Lord, Tess.
Okay, and then like non-lethal would probably be like a gun or something.
Obviously.
What other things would it be?
So basically, non-lethal is like it's not gonna kill you more than likely. A lethal will kill you no matter what, probably.
Yeah.
But what else?
Shall we talk about tasers?
Yeah, let's talk about tasers. I love that idea, Tess. So,
Okay, Kenzie, explain what a taser
a
is.
taser is a non-lethal device. Okay? It is called.
Will not kill you.
It will not kill you, hopefully. Okay?
Unless the officer does something very wrong. Very wrong. Like, you don't want that to happen.
They mistake their gun for their taser, right? Okay, moving on. So,
Moving on.
Okay. So a taser.
Is a yellow object.
Like a banana. No, I'm just kidding. No, a taser. It's usually yellow, but it can come in black, which is most officers use the yellow version for obvious reasons. Because a gun is black, a taser's yellow. Anyway, so the taser.
Anyway, continue.
Depending on what taser you have, there's four different types of tasers. There is the X26, which is a single shot taser. So it shoots a single cartridge prong thingy that will go into a suspect.
And it will make and it's like two little prongs.
Yes.
When you shoot the taser, the two little prongs are on top of each other, and they go, and then they stick right into your leg or wherever they aimed it at. It will make you fall to the ground because it's sending electric bolts through your system, and it hurts.
Do you know how many volts it is, Tess?
I want to say 1,000, but that seems too high.
50,000.
60,000.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah, you'll get a nice jolt of electricity. Trust me.
Yeah, electricity is not fun. If you've ever gotten shocked from an outlet, imagine that, but way like 5,000 times worse.
Yeah, it's great. So the next taser is the X2, which is personally my favorite looking taser. It looks really cool. Yes, I've seen a taser. My uncles, my cousins, they're all cops and law enforcement, okay? The X2 it has a backup prong or cartridge or, prongs or cartridges in it. So you can do one shot. Let's say you miss the suspect. You can automatically switch a switch and it will go to the second cartridge and you can fire it right away. So it's a 2-shot cartridge. Then you have the Taser 7, which shoots 7 different cartridges.
Wait, does the first one only shoot one cartridge? Like,
yes. Yeah.
okay.
Which is weird because it's called an X26 when it should shoot 26, right?
Yeah.
My department carries the X26 tasers. How do I know that? I just do. Our department test. You know what department I'm talking about. Yes.
Yes. Kenzie, yes.
Yes, okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, good. I'm not gonna say much more. Anyway, so what else? Let's talk about.
What was the fourth one?
Oh, it's a different model taser, but it's not for law enforcement. It's called the Taser Pulse, and it's a civilian model taser. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah.
Next thing I'm going to talk about are restraints. What are restraints? Why are my hands like this right now? My hands are... What?
It's to make the person cooperate.
It's to control a person's movement.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, so when an officer tells you these instructions, turn around, place your hands behind your back, you're under arrest. What is an officer about to do?
Arrest you.
With arrest, what happens in an arrest test?
You get put in handcuffs.
There you go. Catch on, please. they'll put you in handcuffs, okay? Now, most handcuffs are extremely uncomfortable, which is they're not made for comfort. Every officer has to tell a person at one point when they're in handcuffs, these are not made for comfort. Deal with it, right? Okay. There are several different companies out there that make handcuffs, including Smith & Wesson, Peerless, ASP, or ASP. I don't know the others. There are some other companies I've
We
never.
should talk about a little bit about the Miranda rights.
Oh, yeah. So the Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or do can or be held against you in the court of law. You have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, won't be appointed for you for free. Do you understand these rights have been read to you? Blah, blah, blah. Okay?
Okay, slow down and explain every single step
Okay.
you just said.
You have the right to remain silent. That means...
Which means...
Right. That means you do not have to talk to law enforcement when you're being when you're in custody. You can keep your mouth closed. You do not have to talk. But anything you say could and will be used against you in the court of law. So if you say something like, I'm going to murder this cop or I'm going to murder someone, they can add that to another charge.
Yes.
Okay? You the right to have an attorney means you have the right to you have an attorney or a lawyer with you at all times, and they are
But
appointed.
if you can't afford one,
One will be
appointed to you, which means you'll get one no matter what.
for free. Yep. Do you understand these rights as they've been read to you? Blah blah blah. Right? You'll hear them say that, and then they'll say yes or no. And if they say no, then the officer has you find someone that can interpret it, which means put it in a different language or whatever.
Yes.
More work. There's another warning out there. It's called the Dunaway warning. And if I have my notebook, I will share with you what that means. Give me a sec here. Tess, talk to them.
So we've talked about law enforcement. We've talked about canines. We talked about Miranda rights. We've talked about so we've basically just talked about a ton of things that you guys want us to basically talk about because you will just like to hear us talk.
So here is the Dunaway warning, okay? I'm going to read this nice and slow in case you never heard this, okay? So the Dunaway warning is, we would like for you to come with us in our car to the police station to discuss what happened here today. You're not under arrest and you do not have to come with us if you do not want to. You're free to walk away from here at this time without saying anything more if you wish to do so.
I've never heard that in my life.
Basically what that means is if you want to be... If the police want to investigate more, they can take you, or they can offer to give you a ride in the backseat of their squad car to the police station and get interviewed by one of their detectives. But you do not have to. It's an option.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're in handcuffs in the back of the squad car on your way to jail.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's talk about body cameras.
Okay.
So, a body camera. Almost the first department to ever use a body camera is the Pasco County Sheriff's Office in Florida. My favorite state. Anyway, so they use the company Axon, also is the manufacturer of tasers, makes body cameras. Now, body cameras can help us determine a lot of things, okay? With recent events, they helped us determine right from wrong, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, a lot like our department doesn't really use body cameras because they don't really have them yet.
Yeah.
I don't really know why, which they need to.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the Minneapolis Police Department does. Other departments in Minnesota use them. A lot of departments in California and Florida, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Wyoming, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois, whatever department it is, they will use body cameras because they need to show more of the actual police interaction with people.
honestly, what time are we at?
20 minutes.
Okay. So I think that would be enough for this episode today. This was kind of a longer one.
Yeah.
As always, I just lost my train of thought.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go. And share with your friends. and
Please
family.
share it, yes.
Thank you so much. And I will talk to you guys. We'll see you guys on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.